Hey freaks, it's JJ, and today I'm going to be explaining the story behind Coheed Cambria's song, Elf Tower, New Mexico. And so this song is actually like a B track off of Second Stage Turbine Blade. So you would have had to buy like the extended edition of Second Stage Turbine Blade in order to have this song be on that album. Claudio has said on multiple occasions that he doesn't really like this song, and it was never really intended to be on Second Stage Turbine Blade, but then they kind of last minute decided to throw it on as a bonus track. And so they don't really perform it live very often because, again, Claudio doesn't really like it, mostly because it's about like an ex-girlfriend and a relationship that he's no longer in, and also because he said that the song is unfinished as well. I am going to get right into it. So, Elf Tower, New Mexico is a fictitious place about where the band is from. And so in the early days when they first started out, Coheed Cambria as a band, all the guys were from different parts of New York. And so when someone was to ask them, hey, like what part of New York are you guys from? They would have a hard time answering because they're all from different parts. And so they decided to come up with like a fictitious place that they were from, which ended up becoming Elf Tower, New Mexico. And also, like, Claudio then took that into like his imagination and created this idea that Elf Tower, New Mexico is this place where it's like the portal in between our world that we live in and the Amory Wars universe. And so if you were to go there, you can then be transported from this universe into the Amory Wars. Some people have also taken that to mean that Elf Tower then correlates to meaning that it is the Willing Well, considering that's kind of the same thing. It's like a portal between universes. So anyway, that's what the title of the song means. Getting into the song itself, it is basically, a sad breakup song. And it mentions a person named Nikki, and so that is the girl that Claudio was seeing. That is the ex-girlfriend that this song is written about. And so Nikki is actually represents Nuo in the Amory Wars universe. So she was kind of written in there, and he obviously changed her name to Nuo. But yeah, that's kind of like the origins of Nuo. It's a real girlfriend that Claudio had and is no longer with. And based on the lyrics of the song, it sounds like it did not end well. It sounds like the relationship just kind of like crashed and burned. And so, yeah, another reason why Claudio doesn't like performing the song is because it's about, a period of time in his life that he's no longer in and maybe doesn't really want to revisit as well. So I was, upon researching this song and trying to figure out, like what the meaning of it is, I came upon this Reddit post that I thought was really, really genius and really great. I'm going to put a link in the description if you guys want to read that Reddit post, because this person who wrote this came up with this really great theory that I want to share with you guys. So he or she, whoever they are, their theory was that Elf Tower, New Mexico is a real place. And Elf Tower kind of sounds like Eiffel Tower. And, the band has a lot to do with Paris. That was kind of like the inception of their band, and everything like took place in Paris. Anyway, so like there's a correlation between Elf Tower and Eiffel Tower, and then also New Mexico comes from this place called Kelly, New Mexico. It's actually a ghost town that used to be a mining town back in the day. And so the guy who built the mine head on top of the mine is the same guy who built the Eiffel Tower. And so it kind of makes sense to go from Elf Tower to Eiffel Tower, and then from Eiffel Tower to Kelly, New Mexico. So if you connect the dots, you kind of get Elf Tower, New Mexico being a real place, which is Kelly, New Mexico. And it also makes sense that it's a mine, like a big hole in the ground that goes on for a long ways, if it's a portal between universes. So, that totally makes sense to me. If we are to take the theory and run with it, which I really think you should, because this is a great theory and it's excellently researched and everything. This song is, again, fictional, of course, but it's about Claudio basically killing his girlfriend, and killed in self-defense is the lyric. And, Claudio said, and I forget what interview it is, but he said basically, if you piss him off, what does he do? He writes you into the story, and then he kills you off. And so that's basically what happened here. This relationship ended poorly, and so he put her into the story, and he kills her. So I think is connecting these theories and these lyrics. I think that Claudio killed his ex-girlfriend, threw her into this mine in Kelly, New Mexico, and then from there she fell down this mine and entered the portal between universes, and she came out the other side as this character of Nuo in the Amory Wars. And then I think maybe, Claudio himself maybe followed her down into this mine, and then he came out on the other side, and boom, we got the Amory Wars, and we have Claudio's origin story. So, in summary, Elf Tower, New Mexico equals Eiffel Tower equals Kelly, New Mexico equals Claudio killing his girlfriend Nikki. She falls down the portal, the Willing Well, the Elf Tower, and comes out the other side into the Amory Wars and becomes Nuo. And then Claudio himself maybe follows her down through the portal, through the Willing Well, through the Elf Tower, and pops up, and boom, we got the Amory Wars, and we have Claudio. And this is maybe just like the inception of Coheed Cambria. Given that the phrase Coheed Cambria is in the original lyrics on the album, versus like when they perform it now, they've kind of changed around the lyrics. Claudio's kind of omitted certain things because he doesn't necessarily want it to be a part of the Amory Wars. But if we're to stick with the original lyrics and we are to force it to be, if we are to kind of like force it to be a part of the Amory Wars origin story, that's how I think it would kind of go. Anyway, yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you have differing opinions or different theories on what you think this song might be. And also suggest other songs that you want me to do in the comments. I know that a lot of you have subscribed to my channel maybe exclusively for like Coheed Cambria content. And so I definitely want to continue to do Coheed Cambria stuff. And so let me know if there's a specific song you want me to like really dig deep and go into detail about and really explain fully. I'm definitely happy to do that, and I love Coheed Cambria, and I love doing research about them and like learning more and more about the concept and different theories and coming up with my own theories. So yeah, definitely throw that in the comments what song you want to hear next. And as always, I am taking suggestions for other concept albums that you want me to explain as well. I'm really excited because a couple of bands have reached out to me and or I've reached out to them and talked about explaining their concept album. There's some like smaller, lesser known bands, and I really want to try and, help out these really talented, really amazing bands that maybe you haven't heard of. So maybe I think I'm probably going to alternate between a really well-known band and their concept album and then maybe a newer band or a smaller band that you don't know about yet and explain their concept album. So I'll kind of go back and forth, and I'll definitely keep up with the Coheed stuff as well in the meantime. Oh, I almost forgot as well. If you all don't already follow J-Hot Films, go subscribe to their channel. They do a lot of like comedy stuff to do with metal. Great channel, hilarious guys. Anyway, I was super stoked to be featured in one of their more recent videos, the Screaming Slayer Challenge. If you don't already know about it, go check it out. It's awesome. See if you can find me in that video and let me know in the comments if you could find me. And yeah, go subscribe to their channel. They're awesome. Thanks for watching, guys.